Good day and welcome to our special market briefing. Today, we're spotlighting a period of intense uncertainty for global financial markets, as geopolitical turmoil in the Middle East and a hawkish stance from the Federal Reserve spark bearish sentiment worldwide. Our top story: global markets are on edge as the United States considers possible direct military intervention in the escalating Israel-Iran conflict. Recent reports indicate that senior U.S. officials are preparing for potential strikes on Iran, and President Donald Trump's ambiguous statements have only heightened investor worry. Experts warn that direct U.S. involvement could trigger a sharp, rapid sell-off across major equity indices and spur a surge in oil prices, raising fears of stagflation. While tech and growth stocks appear particularly vulnerable, defense and energy sectors, as well as traditional safe havens like the US dollar and Treasuries, may benefit. In monetary policy news, the Federal Reserve opted to hold interest rates steady, keeping its benchmark between 4.25% and 4.5%. However, Fed Chair Jerome Powell delivered a notably hawkish message, warning that rising tariffs are likely to trigger a meaningful increase in inflation in the coming months. The Fed's projection of 2 possible rate cuts in 2025 is now clouded by a growing minority within the committee doubting any cuts will come this year. This restrictive outlook, combined with global instability, puts further pressure on U.S. equities and reinforces the risk-off mood. Looking abroad, the Swiss National Bank slashed its main interest rate to zero for the 6th time since March 2024, aiming to counter economic uncertainty and the strength of the Swiss franc. Meanwhile, the Bank of England held its rate at 4.25%, though more policymakers than expected favored a cut, a sign of diverging policy paths in developed economies. However, it's the Fed's stance and Middle East tensions that dominate global investor attention. On the corporate front, spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds such as the iShares Bitcoin Trust are gaining traction as a simple route to crypto exposure, especially as Bitcoin trades above $100,000. These products are streamlining access for traditional investors. Although on a day dominated by macroeconomic and geopolitical risks, their positive impact on markets is limited. To sum up, market sentiment remains decidedly bearish and uncertain. Investors are bracing for outsized price swings and defensive positioning as the risk of a direct U.S.-Iran conflict looms. Keep an eye on official statements, oil prices, and any surprise monetary policy shifts. We'll continue monitoring these developments around the clock. Stay tuned for updates as this rapidly evolving situation unfolds.